Hello, this is Steve, your YouTube English teacher with more B2 and C1 use of English today. And what do you do on the last day of school? You do grammar, of course you do. Except you make it fun. You make a little puzzle out of it. Now I'm going to show you some use of English activities today. Then there's going to be a twist at the end. A twist worthy of an M. Night Shyamalan movie. So let's talk about the last day of school. Of course, you can have your speaking, you can do some listening, you can find some fun videos about this. Then we do our use of English. And we start with part 1. What do you do on the last day of school? You play board games. There are lots of fun little parlor games, speaking conversation style games that are easy to play without too much material in class. I should do a video about them actually, but I guess that's a bit more, not so much Cambridge, but it is good for general English. But board games make you smarter, that is true, and that's what this text is about. As always, helping to understand what the text is about in general will help you answer the questions. So have that overview, that general idea of what it means, that will help you. Then pause the video and choose the best word for each gap, thinking about expressions in English, vocabulary, meaning, context, and so on. Pause the video. And now you have got 1 to 8, A, B, C, D, so on, with your answers. And I'm going to tell you the answers. It would be useful, as I always say in my videos, if you are taking good notes. So write the answer and then think about what have you learned with this expression. If you didn't know this expression, write down the expression, the word, a little definition so we know what it means, because that's going to help it go in. And these are the common style questions for B2 and C1. So number 1, the game is called Snakes and Ladders. You fall down a snake and you go up a ladder. It's a common board game to play. And it's a simple one, although it can help you with maths. You can obtain skills. The word here that means to gain skills, to obtain something. You're getting something you didn't have before. Number 3, if they're looking at 20 studies, this is an overview. I just used that word. It means a general perspective, general understanding. Number 4, you are gaining general knowledge. This is an expression. Something when you're playing video games and asking questions and so on, you might learn general knowledge, facts about history and life and so on. That's the expression. Number 5, context of this study. Well, it makes sense that they initially assessed their skills before they played board games and then after them, and they saw that there was an improvement. How did they improve? It was very big. It was clear. It was noticeable. They improved noticeably. And number 7, using board games in class. This would be a method of teaching. Method is definitely the best word. We can't say a way or a fashion, a way to do something, but a method, that's how you do it. That's the technique, the strategy. And number 8, a bit of a difficult one here. The answer is yet, because this means there are not enough educational board games yet. It's still an untapped market. The market hasn't been tapped to extract the money from it. So as I said, use of English part 1. You've got your answers there. Please make good notes in your answers, because this might be important later. And it's also good for you to remember what you've learned for the exam. So that's part 1, board games at school. Part 2, another great memory of the last day of school, saying goodbye to friends, signing your shirt, having speeches, all these things you do on the last day of school, and its use of English part 2. Pause the video, write the little grammatical word that goes in the gap, the connecting word, all these kind of prepositions and articles, you know what it's like. Pause the video, take a minute to do it, take your time, and here come the answers without further delay. Number 1, obviously on TV and films, everything's exciting and fun and incredible, but in real life, it's ordinary and just abrupt. So we need a contrasting word, despite. Despite everything you see on TV, it was quite ordinary. Number 2, everyone gets their shirt signed at school, right? Or almost every student does it. I think that is the only answer there. Maybe some student will give me a different alternative, but I think every is the best answer there. Number 3, you can make a yearbook, but in this case, the guy was such a simpleton, meaning not very clever, that he couldn't plan the yearbook, so it fell through. The plans collapsed, didn't work. If something falls through, that means it doesn't go ahead. What were you doing on the last day, you don't have classes, you don't have much to do, you're just killing time, right? Just to kill time. Pass the time, but I think without the, it's better to say kill time. That one's a bit of a difficult question, but we want to throw in some difficult ones to learn some good expressions as well. Number 5, 4 or 5 years is the length of time you've been doing this. It's the duration, so we need 4 or 5 years. And then what happens on the last day? That one, like we teach you this in B1, B2 for days on Monday, on Tuesday, on the last day. That's why we teach you it, because then it's on the exam. And number 7, a cursory goodbye means just a quick, well, see you later, instead of a meaningful exchange, instead of, with than, rather than. I don't think more than works because you're not comparing them. You're saying you did this instead of this. And number 8, that day was nearly a decade ago. Decade, obviously a measurement of time, so 10 years ago, a decade ago. So again, note down these answers, the correct answers, and it with my little explanation, so you're learning something. And we'll move on to part 3, which is more sentences about the last day of school. I give you the word that you need to transform, and pause the video, take a minute, transform this word so that it fits the sentence in the best way possible, given the meaning of the sentence, the topic we're talking about. And so it makes sense grammatically, of course. Use of English part 3, word transformation. You've paused the video, you've done it. Here come your answers. Obviously, the last day of school is good because you're finishing school, but it's also bad because you're going to miss all these people. So it's not just bitter, it's bittersweet. That's a nice one, a nice irregular one, bittersweet, but a fairly common, word to understand at C1 level. If you didn't clean the classroom, how did you act? For number 2, you acted irresponsibly. Number 3, at school, you don't just learn facts, you also undergo personal growth. Growth. And number 4, unfortunately, some students don't come to school. That always happens. It always happens. You can predict it. It happened predictably. Predictably because we're starting a sentence with the adverb. Number 5, the teachers, so we've got the apostrophe, we need a noun. The teacher refused to do it. The teacher's refusal to let students watch the film didn't go down very well. And number 6, it feels unbelievable. Well, we need a word that means unbelievable, but with conceive, it's inconceivable. Inconceivable that it's coming to an end. Another year has passed. Number 7, unfortunately, the teacher, we stopped having, between you and me, I didn't do this activity in my last day of school. Maybe I would in a private class or an academy, but in a secondary school, the kids do not want to do this grammar. The kids are running around, going crazy. The teacher is more like a zookeeper. But everyone had an adjective, meaning you can enjoy it, enjoyable day. Right, there we go. We've done our use of English. We can check our answers. There's all your answers. Do you notice anything about the answers? Do you notice anything about the part 1, part 2, and part 3 answers? Have a look closer. If you got it, well done. Have a look closer. Now we're seeing something, aren't we? Hopefully you are seeing it. Now when we pass the words correctly, we will see that in my desk there's a big prize, and it would be a bar of chocolate. Unfortunately, this is a YouTube video, so I've just got an umbrella in the teacher's desk and some wipes, some baby wipes. These are not my classroom. But the idea is you buy some €1.50 Carrefour, I don't know how to say that in English. We don't have them in England. Some cheap own brand supermarket chocolate, which you can give to the kids who work out, or even better, let them work it out themselves and then come and look in the teacher's desk themselves. That's what I do in a fun little class with similar activities, puzzle activities like this, making it interesting. ChatGPT said my classes were engaging, so I think they must be. Right, anyway, that's enough. We're going to, as I said, we'll come back in summer with some writing practice. But there we go, that's the last day of school. Have a nice summer. Goodbye.